I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that have taught this truth and continue to teach this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is going to be an after camp lesson. I just wanted to get into Habakkuk's prayer unto Yahweh and Yahweh's response. Mainly, I want to get into Yahweh's response to Habakkuk. And I pray that the words and what Yahweh intends to do will be of great encouragement. And so, without further ado, we're going to dive into this. And so, just to give you some context, Habakkuk existed around the time of when the Babylonians were getting ready to invade Jerusalem and take away Judah into captivity. And so Habakkuk is basically, praying and asking when will justice be restored? Okay. And so basically the people that we live under oppression under today are those people that Yahweh is referencing in what I'm getting ready to read, okay? And so, without any further delay, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it will tarry. In other words, it will linger. Though it will tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry or linger. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. It's talking about you. Never mind. You'll catch on. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by their faith. Okay? Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And so, and so when we look at America, America is a melting pot of many nations, that Esau has invited onto himself here. Besides us, that that are in captivity here under Esau here. Okay. And so, yeah, this is talking about Esau. America is the Babylon that it's speaking of. Okay. So let's continue. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Okay. And he does that, right? Right now, they're over there in Africa. They've been taking resources out of there, right? Esau, right? And so they travel all over the earth, right? They go to places and try to implement their way, their law, their thought process, right? Okay. And so now that you understand who this is talking about, let's reread this again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? And so, just to add on, what do you see the African nations doing right now, right? They're tired of Esau coming down and stealing their resources. And so now they're shaking their hand back at them, right? Okay, that's just one example there. Okay, and so let's reread it again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. And so, in other words, it's saying, woe to him that build his house. He builded his house off evil. In other words, shit that he stole, right? You know what I mean? People that he done put to death. You know what I mean? And so, this is saying woe. All right? And so that's what that's speaking of. And so woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. Right? And so basically, he built, woe to him that buildeth his house off the blood. Right? So off of death, off of thievery, right? Off of deception, right? And so let us continue. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. In other words, reply. Also will not reply, but echo, repeat, echo. What the stone is saying. So it's it's a proverb. You know what I mean? And so it's basically saying that It's basically saying that the evils are so great, you know. Everything crieth out, you know. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood. We just talked about that. And established a city in iniquity, right? Behold, is it not of Yahweh of armies, Yahweh of creation, pardon me, that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary for very vanity? And so basically it's saying that basically the labors that they put in, everything that you're doing is for the fire, okay? And also for the fire, and also when it speaks of the very vanity, for emptiness. All right, you'll get nothing out of it. All right. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on your glory. And so right now they're sitting high, right, in this society, right? You can't say nothing, really off about, you can't say really, you really can't say anything negative about these people, and it stops or prevents them from being in their glory. Nobody cares. They're still gonna, they're still gonna come, they're still looking to them, as being the apex, of society, right? So let me get back to this. And basically what it's saying here, and we're in verse 16. And so, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. And so let all your private matters, and so not only everything that's you've done publicly, let what you've done behind closed door or privately, right, be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And so just as we have drunk of that cup, right, and we've been drinking of that cup ever since basically, and this basically the time of Habakkuk, when Jerusalem was taken, right? And we were taken into captivity, right? We've been drinking of that cup. And even before that, we were drinking of that cup, because the northern kingdoms were taken by the Assyrians, right? And so we've been drinking of that cup. And so now Yahweh is saying it is his turn to drink of that cup. And so let's go back to 16, all right? And so thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And so just as they lived a prosperous time where, just like I said earlier, you can't say anything negative about them, and it stopped their glory. Well, in this time, there will be, as his foreskin is being uncovered, or his private matters as well as public matters are being made public, okay? Also, as that's being made public, shame will cover them, right? Shame will cover them, and also they will be shamed for their actions, okay? And so let's continue. We're in 17. Habakkuk 2 and 17. For thy violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beast which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teachers of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein, to make dumb idols? What is a dumb idol? Okay, and so a great example of that is, how people be hanging that picture on the wall of Caesar Borgia, of white Jesus, right? That's an idol, something made of their own hands, okay? A false idol, okay? Muslims bowing and scraping to Allah. That's an idol. That's a false god, right? Anything other than Yahweh, Bahashem